Very good morning, students. Today in this session we're going to see a webinar on a minimal viable products. So in this session, which is handled by Dr. T.M. Praveen Kumar. So if you're having any doubts on how to produce some mini viable products, you can ask throughout the session. Okay, let's start.
Massages. They do not even know what is oil massages. It is panchakarma. They say they do oil application massages. Then they remember the black colored medicines, which is either bitter or sometimes it is jaggery paste. But in reality, Ayurveda has got millions of messages for healthy living. The science is a very old science being practiced by uh, rishis in Himalaya, but still it has got remedies for all the ailments, starting from common cold to the epidemics of the modern era, like the one we witness now, the corona. So if you ask me the word meaning of Ayurveda, Ayurveda has got two words, Ayur and Veda. When we say Ayur, it means the life, the longevity, and Veda means the science. So when we say Ayurveda, it is the science of life. So the word meaning of the word Ayurveda is the science of life. Ayurveda is also like referred as one of the fifth Veda, and sometimes it is also called as the one of the Upaveda, one of the sub Veda of Atharvana Veda. Can I go to the next slide? Next one. For for many of us, Ayurveda is just like any other way. If you ask us what is Ayurveda, people go to modern medicine, the Western medicine. They try to take some medicine they try to take treatment for some disease, and when they don't get all right, they go to Ayurveda or another science. So for those people, it is just like another way of treating their ailments. What is the difference? What is the main difference between this modern science and what is the like in what way Ayurveda is different from this Western medicine? While the allopathy focuses on the management of diseases, Ayurveda emphasizes on the importance of preventing the diseases and curing it by eliminating the root cause and bringing back the body to the state of harmony. So that's where it is different from the modern science, because when you go to you will not go to a doctor, a modern doctor, without a problem. You go for a problem, health problem, you get it sorted out. But to an Ayurvedic doctor, you can go there for preventive health care and to bring back the body to the state of harmony, normalcy. Next slide. So if you ask me what is the goal of Ayurveda, we say in Sanskrit, swastasya swasthya rakshanam aturasya vikaraha prasamanacha. That means to preserve the health of an already healthy person and to eradicate the diseases and dysfunction of the sick person. So this is the Sanskrit verse from Charaka Samhita, which says that the aim of the goal of Ayurveda is to preserve the health of a already healthy person and to eradicate the diseases in the diseased person. Next slide. So what is health according to Ayurveda? So if you ask some other person or a common person what is health according what is health? Who is called a healthy person? One can say a disease-free state is a healthy person. Suppose if a person does not have any health complaint, he can be called healthy, right? Whereas if we ask an Ayurvedic person who is healthy, he would say samadosha, samagni, samadhatu, malakriyaha, prasannatmendriya manaha, swastha iti abhidhiyate. So the meaning of this Sanskrit verses, the person who has got all the three dosas in a balanced state, right? When we say dosha, dosha is a Sanskrit word, we can correlate with the word called humor. Probably it would take much time to go into a deeper understanding of this word dosha. I'll just try to brief on that. So a person to be called healthy should have a balance of the three dosha. We call vata, pitta and kapha. The three dosha has to be in a state of harmony, should be in a balanced state. Thereafter, balanced agni. When we say agni, we mean the digestive capacity, the gastric fire, the ability of the person to digest the food. So you need to have a good appetite, proper function of dhatus. When we say dhatus, there are 7 dhatus. They are bodily tissues, right? So there should be proper functioning of the dhatus, proper elimination of the malas. When we say mala, they are the impurities of the body. That means they have to get eliminated in a periodical intervals, right? They are the urine, the fecal matter, and the sweat. So these malas should get eliminated on a periodical basis. Then malakriyaha prasannatmendriya manaha. The mind, the atma, and the sense organ should be in a state of, say, should be in a happy state, right? So this is another place where Ayurveda is different from another sciences, because there is lot of importance given to the mind, soul, and the senses, right? So generally in other science, there is no much importance given to the mind. A person will not have any physical deformity or any health problem. But if he is not happy, if he is constantly worried, then you cannot call that person healthy person. So the health according to Ayurveda is the person who has got a balanced doshas, balanced agni, proper functioning of the dhatus, proper elimination of the malas, well functioning body processes, and whose mind, soul, and senses are full of bliss is called a healthy person. The next slide. Even regarding these three dosha, vata, pitta, and kapha, we have got a reference in the Thirukkural. Probably many of you would know Thirukkural, written by Thiruvalluvar. Miginum kureinum noi cheyyum nulo vali mudala enniya moondru. So the reference is there in almost there in many of the sciences about these three doshas. The meaning of this Thirukkural is all the three doshas should be in a balanced state. So a person will have a problem, a health problem. Either the doshas are vitiated or they are reduced. So that is the meaning of this Thirukkural. Probably we'll go to the next sloka, next slide. So the doshas, for a common man to understand, doshas are innate, bodily humors of which every individual is formed. The body constitution is based on the three doshas, vata, pitta, and kapha. In fact, the constitution of a person is even determined by the combination of these three doshas. So the treatment pattern lies on looking at the prakriti of a person. What kind of prakriti is that person is made of. Thereafter, what kind of dosha has got vitiated, has got decreased before we start the treatment. Next slide. These innate energies circulate in the body. So suppose if someone asks me, come on, show me dosha. Where is dosha? He cannot show the dosha. Doshas are innate energies that circulate in the body. Like they are all pervading in the body and are responsible for physical, mental, and emotional characteristics. Every individual is unique and has got a predominant dosha or combination of doshas in their body constitution. So health is achieved through establishing the equilibrium of these three doshas. So the constitution of a person is determined by the time when he is born, right? So the characteristics of a person is determined by the person when he is born. So the treatment, that is why the many times Ayurvedic treatment is individualized. You cannot randomly, you cannot generalize the treatment. For example, you give paracetamol for a person suffering from fever. If the person can be from, say, Sri Lanka, or could be from Tamil Nadu, or could be from any other part of the country, any other part of the world, right? The treatment is not going to differ. They say paracetamol for fever, but in Ayurveda we don't do that. Sometimes we give Amdotram Kashayam for a person who has got fever, right? For another person probably may go for Amritaristam, or we give Sudarshana Churnam. So the combination of the medicine is being chosen based on the constitution of a person. Next slide.
Dr. Praveen, so you're halfway done to your time, so you have 10 more minutes. I'm just
I'll just rush through.
Yeah, sure.
So for maintaining the health, what do we need? We have got, we say Dinacharya, we have got Ritucharya, we have got Vega Dharanam, we have got Annapana Vidhi. So what is this? So how do you maintain health according to Ayurveda? When we say Dinacharya, we call it daily routines and regimens. What to do on the daily basis. When we say Ritucharya, we need to see what are the seasonal routines and regimens to be followed. When we say Vega Adharanayam, there are the urges that we are not supposed to control. There are 16 natural urges which we are not supposed to control, not supposed to forcefully expel. And the Annapana Vidhi. When we say Annapana Vidhi, we say for example, the Bhojanam, the food should be of 6 taste. Sattasa Bhojanam, Madhura Praya. But generally we don't do that. Every food that we take, be it is breakfast or be it is lunch, should have got a balance of all the 6 tastes. So those things comes in Annapana Vidhi. For example, what is the right time to eat the next food, and what is the quantity of food that we should take, right? Annene kukshe dvavimso panene ekam prapuraye asrayam pavanadinam chaturtam avasese. That's what we say when we talk about the quantity of food that one should take. The stomach should be filled with half part should be filled with the solid food, 1/4 should be filled with the liquid food, and 1/4 should be left empty for the air to move. So these are all the Annapana Vidhi, the dietary regulations that need to follow. So a person who wants to maintain the health should follow the Dinacharya. And when we say Dinacharya, so what time to get up from the bed, Brahme, Murte, Uttishta. So that's how it goes on. Then Vyayamam, we need to do exercises. Then probably one has to do Abhyangam Nityam Acharet. One need to go for oil bath on daily basis. And when we say Ritucharya, depending upon the seasonal changes, one have to change his living pattern, the food that he take. So for maintaining health, according to Ayurveda, one has to follow all the things. And on treatment aspect, we have got Shodhanam and Rasayanam. Shodhanam, when we say the Panchakarma, on the first slide, we talked about the oil massages. So the oil massages comes under the Shodhana, and Rasayana is the medicines that we give for a person to contain the diseases. Next few slides. Yeah, now I will come to, I will speak about the, probably you can just skip. I will talk about the infectious diseases in Ayurveda. So the whole world, when they were struggling to get, to find a solution for Corona, probably you can move little more slides ahead. You can go to the infectious diseases in Ayurveda. Yeah, all these things are Dinacharya. Yeah, exactly. So we were wondering, like Ayurveda is the oldest science. So how come they have got a solution for a problem which has occurred just now in like last year? Fine. But the concept of this microorganism, the communicable diseases or the infectious diseases have been well defined in Ayurveda. Probably terminology might be different. We call a terminology called Janapadodvamsam, which is nothing but the epidemic or the endemic diseases. The one, the SARS, the Corona, all these things comes under this Janapadodvamsam category. So the knowledge about this epidemic diseases are like that's got well established in Ayurveda. And moreover, the concept of this contagious diseases, we call Upasargika Roga, the diseases that can spread, the communicable diseases, which spreads from one person to another person. And when we say epidemic, you can see the concept of epidemic, next slide, please. Yeah, the concept of epidemic diseases, like that's been explained in detail. Like it happens, the disease spread through the contamination of the water, air, and land. That's what exactly happened in COVID-19. The spread was through the contact, the spread was through the air. Fine. So they had a very clear knowledge of these communicable diseases, of these epidemic or contagious diseases. Similarly, next slide. Yeah, we'll talk about the infectious diseases we call Upasargika Roga, Prasangat, Gatra Samsparshat, Sahabhojanat, Sahasayasanat, like the way how the disease spread from one person to another person. So the knowledge about these communicable diseases are also has got well established in Ayurveda, and hence anyone can easily look into the solution for these problems. Now, I would like to brief about the advantages of Ayurvedic treatment. Ayurveda absolutely free from side effect, ideal as a preventive because of the safety for a long-term use, results sustainable for a long-term, overall benefits for other systems of the body too, individualized approach and holistic approach. So that's where it differs from the other science. Next slide. Some of the frequently asked questions: does Ayurveda has got surgery? Does Ayurveda has got side effect? Self-medication of herbal medicine, is it safe? How Ayurveda is different from the other medicine, Siddha? So Ayurveda in surgery, like if you, next slide. When we are surgery, does Ayurveda has got surgery? The father of modern surgery is Susruta. Next slide. Susruta has got numerous surgical procedures, has documented numerous surgical procedures, cataract surgery, artificial limb replacement, and rhinoplasty has all been done several thousand years back. And not only that, all those surgeries have been very well documented. And if you ask does all herbal medicines are safe? We cannot say on herbal medicines, if it is taken at appropriate quantity, it is safe. But generally, we cannot make a general claim that all herbal medicines are safe. There are also poisonous herb, which if the quantity exceeds, it can cause problem. Ayurveda and Siddha, the way it is different is Ayurveda has been written in Sanskrit and Siddha is written in Tamil, though the concepts are very much similar. And now coming to the next info, like what does it require to start an Ayurvedic unit? Probably one has to get for a licensed unit. The basic requirement is 1,200 square feet of corporate area. Thereafter, depending upon the number of medicines that they manufacture. Suppose if I want to manufacture capsule, I need to have a exclusive space of 100 square feet for capsule section. Thereafter, like it goes on, like 200 square feet for tune-up section, 100 square feet for the oil or Thailam section, 100 square feet for the tablet. Next slide. And there are also like the equipment, the machineries required for each of the units. If you take capsule section, we need to have a capsule filling machine, dehumidifier, chemical balance, air conditioner. For a tuna section, we need to have a pulverizer or disintegrator, sieves, mixer. For a tablet section, we have got mass mixer, granulator, multi-mill, so on, tablet compressing machine. For a thyla section, we need to have butty or liquid filling machine, other vessels. So this has been like all the what are the machineries that we require for each of the section has been clearly given. Next. And the equipments for like every unit need to have a lab, a quality control lab to make the quality control test of all the medicines that we manufacture. And the list gives you, it runs it runs for 2 to 3 slides. Of course, we don't have to go into much detail on that. Alcohol determination apparatus, boiling point determination apparatus, so on. You can skip. Next. 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 And like what does it require for a unit to start? We need to have a technical people. Suppose if somebody is planning to manufacture an Ayurvedic medicine, we need to have a BMS doctor, we need to have a B.Pharm or M.Pharm or a qualified chemist, we need to have BSc chemistry or microbiologist or botanist. So we need to have two of the three, like some few chemists who does the role of manufacturing and analytical. Next. And the certificates, we need to obtain manufacturing license in Form 25D, then GMP certificate. And suppose somebody is planning to export the medicine to other countries, we need to have a IEC certificate, import-export code from the import-export department. So these are all the basic certificates one need to have. Next. Yeah, that's it from my end. Probably I've just tried to, in the given short time, I've just tried to tell what is Ayurveda, what is health according to Ayurveda, as will Ayurveda will serve the present times, because we have been getting numerous new diseases, new terminologies. Yes, Ayurveda can serve the present time, also in the future. Then what does it require to start an Ayurvedic unit? So I hope I have just tried to do justice to my role.
Thank
Thank
you,
you.
Dr. Praveen,
Thank
so
you.
much, because I think you have very simply put it out before us in very simple terms on what Ayurveda is and how it is relevant in the present times. Personally, I found your explanation regarding the pandemic and how Ayurveda has explained it and it's spread very interesting. And I think some of the questions that we particularly had for your topics have already been covered in your presentation. So while the participants were registering a lot of people inquired about what are the certifications and licenses for setting up an Ayurvedic and herbal medicine enterprise. So I think you've already spoken about that, and there was also another question on how effective is Ayurveda in terms of lifestyle diseases. So I think you've also touched a bit on that. So since we're already running a bit late in time, so I'll go to the other topic. And actually, there has been a change in schedule. Mr. Ram, for some technical error, is not being able to speak to us right now. He'll come. He will be the next one to join. Mr. Brito, are you there? John, sir?
I'm there. I'm there.
Yes. So probably can you take the session now? I'll
Yeah,
invite you.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So
Yeah.
I'll be introducing Mr. John Ritter to everyone. So he is associated with the Covenant Center of Development, which is a non-profit in Madurai. He has been involved in many community-based projects on conservation and cultivation of medicinal plants and herbs. Also, he has been involved in an extensive study for value chain analysis of medicinal